I just whiskey throttled it there. Welcome back to the channel. It is another cold day. Probably temperature similar to my last sub-freezing ride. But this time, I got heated gloves. We're going to put them to the test today. First thing I need to do is just kind of ride around a little bit, get used to the change in my grip and the friction zone. Did this on the Grom and I was very clumsy the other day. It wasn't cold though like it is now, so that really wasn't a great test. That was just a riding test to see how they would work. So we're going to put on 3 or 4 miles at the start just to see if they work, and if they do, then we'll put them to a bigger test. Current temperature is 30 degrees, 20 degrees, the wind chill. A little different on a motorcycle though, and I'm only doing 30 right now, but the plan is to take this up to 55 miles an hour. But we'll see how fast I go, and I will post the wind chill factor. And they have a chart online. You can find it for motorcyclists. So about this time in my last ride, my fingers were extremely painful and I could not continue. But that is not the case this time. That is the second time I've killed it with these gloves. That'll be one of the cons that I list for the. And I'll show you there's a design flaw in this glove, and I'll show it to you when we get to a spot. But as far as warmth, you know what? Let's get it up faster, and let's really put it to the test. We will put my clutch prowess to the test as well. No windscreen, and I'm doing, all she'll do is 47 today. The wind, I'm not even into the wind too, so we can probably add that wind factor in as well. But so far, so good. You see water on the ground. Got to be careful for that because it is freezing right now. Oh, this video is going to be long enough to do a lot of cutting. But I can't turn on and off the camera. I tried it. I had to take off my glove to do it. So, that's just the way it rolls. When it's cold, your body can get used to it. Your arms, your legs, your torso. You actually can get used to it. But your fingers and your toes, no. See what I can get her up to here on this road, which is not a good road, by the way. .45 is what everybody else is doing. I'll have to stick at that. Now I have to slow down after this light because the bumps are just terrible. The road is just god awful here after this light. We go to this dead end down here so I can shut off the camera, and I'm going to go look around for a place to get off the bike, and we'll do a little review of these gloves. See if I can see here. Alright, so there's a power level indicator. I've been on the scooter for maybe 30 minutes. I wish I'd checked the time and I didn't. I've been running in high mode and I am down. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'll put a shadow here, maybe it'll be easier, but you can see the 3 dots at the top there. That is an indicator of power, which is, we're at 75%, so it goes 100% if you got 4 dots, 3 dots is 75, 50 is 2 dots, and 1 dot is 25, and then I guess you're off. They work, guys, so far. I mean, I'm not recommending one way or the other, but I'll let you know about them and some of the pros and cons that I see. And the reason I want to do that is because so I bought these from a distributor called Junsyoung, and I'll throw that up there. But these are actually made by Ban. The reason I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys about these is because I think Ban probably makes these gloves based on the graphics on Amazon. I'm thinking Ban must make all these gloves, so it's, you know, a good review. I don't think it makes a difference. I just picked an Amazon special because everything I know about heated gloves you could put in your eye and not even notice. So let's get off the bike and we'll talk about them. I'll show you some of the... By the way, these cost me $59. So it comes in the box. There are 2 gloves, 2 batteries, a charger with a split tail that allows you to charge both batteries at one time. It took me about 2 hours to charge the batteries up after I received it. I used them once to charge them. It took about an hour. Also comes with a bag for washing and the instruction manual. Okay, let me read the specs out to you real quick. So there are 3 temperature settings. The high temperature setting is the 3 dots on the top, and that'll get up to 149 degrees, and the company says it'll last for 3.5 hours. The middle temperature gets up to 131 degrees, and that'll last you 4 hours. And the low temperature, when there's only 1 red light, it will get up to 113 degrees, and the company says it'll work for 6 hours. Whether those numbers are correct, I have no idea. And as a testament to how well they work, just standing here, wind chill about 20 degrees, I need to put on these gloves because my hands are hurting. It's pretty bad. Alright, I got them turned up to max. It takes about 10 seconds and then you'll start feeling the heat come on. So, the pros and cons of this. First of all, I have no idea if this works, but I will put a link. It's not an affiliate link, so caveat emptor on that. Let's go through the cons real quick because there are fewer of those. One of the cons is because of the graphics they had on the link. I did not notice these little tiger claws, and I'm just not into that. I'm not going to turn them in just for that. I might be able to color them in or something. But that's just one thing. It looks weird. See, do I look like a tiger? The other con is the fitment. You saw that when I started up the bike, I did a whiskey throttle. Fortunately, I had it. What happens is, I used the measurement chart that they gave me on Amazon, and they tell you to measure your middle finger and then the width of your palm. And I did that just like they said, and they said that if it's, you know, close, go ahead and go up, and that's what I did. So I went up to a large, and the problem with it, and they fit, they work, they fit well. The problem is the webbing here, right here. This changes the structure of your hand, basically. You can't reach the clutch as you normally would, or the brake, and it feels different on the gas, which I whiskey throttled it. I didn't even feel it. It was just because it got caught here, and there's a lot of grip on this mesh right here, so it made it accelerate. And I already killed the bike like twice just because I couldn't start it up. And it might take some practice, I'm not sure. But I have other gauntlet gloves that are very thick for winter riding that don't act like that. So I had the problem twice on the Monkey, and I don't know, when I was getting used to it. Yesterday on the Grom, it happened maybe 2 or 3 times. If you're not extremely comfortable on a bike to where you can deal with things that might go wrong, like a whiskey throttle or missing the clutch, you know, don't get these gloves, or get a size up. So I should have got the extra large. I wanted to get as close to a tight a fit as possible, just because, you know, the videography thing. And right now I'm still at 75%. 3.5 hours, I guess that's right. We'll see. The pros are, they work. I couldn't have done this without these gloves. I couldn't have come out today, as pretty as it is today. And that's the whole thing, is I wanted to get some heated gloves because it's a beautiful day despite the temperature. And I don't want the temperature to keep me inside and off my bikes. And these might stretch out. I'll let you know. Okay, this has a 3200 milliamp hour battery, and they do have some out there with 7200 milliamp hours, so probably lasts twice as long. I really don't need that for where I live, and of course I live in Texas, so don't ever take cold weather advice from a Texan. Just letting you know my experience. Oh, I'm glad I left these on. It's nice, and oh my god, that feels good. Oh man, take a crawl. So I'll give you some hints on how I do it. Make sure your hands are loose. You can see that how hard it is to like hit the blinker button. People hate roundabouts. I freaking love them. I had my left blinker on, but to turn it off, you gotta take your hand off and go ahead and push the button like that. I killed it, but I think that was because I was in second gear. Like I said, if you don't freak out if something goes wrong, because you know the consequences could be dire. I'm going into the wind again. Let's see how fast I can get her up there. You know, I think today 47 is about it. Seems like every time I got a clear road, I'm riding into the wind. Okay, so I would say that these gloves opened up a whole new temperature range for me, because this would not have been possible without the gloves. God, it feels like summertime when I stop. Sun feels awesome. When the sun's out, that makes up for a lot. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in, and make sure you like and subscribe if you like this channel and have been here before, and I hope you come back, and I will see you in the next video.